5 head-to-head tests just decided the fight between Nano Banana 2, Seedream 5, and Flux 2. Nano Banana 2 is Google's fast, tightly integrated pick, Seedream 5 is ByteDance's price-focused model, and Flux 2 is the only one of the three you can self-host. Pick the wrong one here, and you either overpay for speed you didn't need or wait around for quality you could have gotten cheaper elsewhere. Every test comes with a running scoreboard, so you'll know exactly who's ahead before the verdict lands. Test 1, Generation Speed. Picture 50 product shots due tomorrow morning, and the model you picked takes twice as long as it should. That's the real cost of getting this test wrong, a blown deadline while you sit there watching a progress bar. On speed, Nano Banana 2 takes the win. An official vendor technical report puts its 1024 by 1024 generation time ahead of both rivals on reference hardware. Artificial Analysis, an independent group that runs its own community benchmarks across varied hardware, backs that up with matching results. Neither Seedream 5 nor Flux 2 has a published speed figure that stacks up against it, so we're not going to invent one just to fill the gap. That puts Nano Banana 2 ahead 1-0 after test 1. Drop a comment with which of these three you're actually using right now, because this scoreboard is about to get a lot less predictable. That's one vendor claim number and one community-tested number pointing the same direction. Speed doesn't count for much if the images come out wrong, and that's exactly what test 2 checks. My name is Brian, and I'm in these tools 12 hours a day, so you don't have to be. Test 2, Output Quality. This is the one that actually matters. Nano Banana 2 sweeps this one. It leads the Artificial Analysis Image Arena ELO ranking, an independent leaderboard built from more than 10,000 human preference votes. Its official model card also tops the field on GenEvil, which scores how well a model follows your prompt's instructions, and T2I Comp Bench, which scores how accurately it handles complex compositions. That's an independent leaderboard plus 2 official model card scores, all pointing at the same model. Seedream 5 and Flux 2 don't have published scores on these benchmarks, so there's no clean number to hold them to here. None of that quality matters, though, if you can't afford to actually run it at volume, which is where test 3 comes in. A model that renders fast but hands you mushy faces, broken text, or a composition that ignores half your prompt forces you to regenerate 5 times, and there goes your speed advantage. One of the biggest problems I run into when using AI agents is turning their output into YouTube content I can actually use to market my product. That's why this video is sponsored by Subscriber, a tool that helps business owners connect their AI agents to YouTube and market their products without spending 10 hours every week creating content. You can connect Claude or ChatGPT directly to Subscriber. It then analyzes your business, website, and YouTube channel to help you create SEO-optimized video ideas, scripts, thumbnails, and even complete videos that actually match your brand. What I like most is that every week, Subscriber gives me a list of high-potential video ideas I can immediately execute, and it can even help edit videos for me, with or without my face, including videos like the one you're watching right now. It's easy to get started, and you can try Subscriber for free using the link in the description below. Now back to the video. Nano Banana 2 is now 2 for 2, and Seedream 5 and Flux 2 fans are probably starting to sweat. Test 3, Pricing and Credits. This is the test people ignore until the invoice arrives. You build a workflow around a model, scale it up for a real client, and the per image cost eats the whole budget before the job's even done. Seedream 5 finally puts a point on the board here. Its official API pricing page shows it undercutting the field on the standard 1024 pixel per image rate, and it holds that same edge at the high-quality 1024 pixel tier 2. That's straight from a published pricing page, one of the more verifiable tests in the entire comparison. Nano Banana 2 and Flux 2 don't have a comparable per image price listed in the research here, so there's no head-to-head number to compare against Seedream 5's rate. The scoreboard now reads: Nano Banana 2 2, Seedream 5 1, Flux 2 still nothing. There is a real caveat on pricing and credits worth naming before we score it, but a cheap image is worthless if it doesn't look the same as the last 9 you generated, and that's exactly what Test 4 is built to catch. Stick with me, because the last 4 tests are where this decision actually flips. Test 4, Style Consistency. Generate a 10-image set for a brand or a recurring character, and watch the face, the outfit, or the whole style drift by image 6. Now you're manually fixing half the set instead of shipping it. Seedream 5 answers back with its own official model card advantage and multi-subject scene support, holding more characters and objects together correctly inside a single scene. This test splits down the middle. Nano Banana 2 wins the more common job of keeping one recurring subject consistent. Seed Ream 5 wins the narrower case of packing multiple subjects into one frame, and Flux 2 has no published consistency data here to compare against either claim. Call the overall test for Nano Banana 2, since most people watching this need one consistent subject, not a crowded scene. That makes it Nano Banana 2 3, Seed Ream 5 1, Flux 2 0 heading into the last test, and Flux 2 still needs to actually show up somewhere. Nano Banana 2 takes the edge on character consistency across a 10-image set, though that's a community-reported blog test rather than a lab measurement, so treat it as directional, not a hard number. Test 5, Platform Availability. You can pick the model that wins every test on paper and still lose, because you can't actually get an account, you're stuck on a waitlist, or the sign-up process is built for a market you're not in. Nano Banana 2 is baked straight into Google's own ecosystem, AI Studio, the Gemini API, the Gemini app, Google Photos, and Search's AI mode. It's already showing up in outside tools like LTX Studio 2, according to Google Cloud's own announcement. Flux 2 ships an open-weight version called Dev that developers can download and run themselves, already hosted on platforms like Comfy UI and Cloudflare Workers AI. No vendor hands out a numbered score for this one, so call it what it is. An editorial judgment based on sourced facts about who can actually reach each model. Nano Banana 2 takes it for having zero sign-up friction. Seed Ream 5's cheapest official route runs through ByteDance's Volcano engine, but that platform requires a mainland China phone number just to sign up, pushing most people outside China onto third-party resellers instead. That makes the final scoreboard Nano Banana 2 4, Seed Ream 5 1, Flux 2 0, though Flux 2 never got shut out of the conversation entirely. Nano Banana 2 won speed, quality, style consistency, and platform reach, 4 tests out of 5, and it's the most complete performer of the 3 by a wide margin. It shows up fastest, scores highest on independent and official benchmarks alike, and sits inside apps most people already have open. Seed Ream 5 won exactly one test, pricing, but it's the test that decides whether a workflow survives contact with a real budget. That single win comes with a real asterisk once you factor in the sign-up friction from Test 5. Flux 2 never won a test outright, and its real selling point isn't a scoreboard win, it's the open-weight dev tier nobody else here offers. Now, Seed Ream 5 won exactly one test, pricing, but it's the test that decides whether a workflow survives contact with a real budget. That single win comes with a real asterisk once you factor in the sign-up friction from Test 5. Flux 2 never won a test outright, and its real selling point isn't a scoreboard win. It's the open-weight dev tier nobody else here offers. If you want speed and quality and don't mind living inside Google's ecosystem, Nano Banana 2 is your default. If your project lives or dies on per-image cost at real volume, Seed Ream 5 is worth the extra sign-up friction. For anyone who needs to self-host, Flux 2 is your lane, full stop. The overall pick is Nano Banana 2, the only one of the 3 that wins on speed, quality, and consistency, while also being the easiest model here to actually go use today. One thing nobody talks about is that Seed Ream 5's price edge is a per-image rate, and per-image rates compound fast once you're generating in bulk. That headline number also assumes you can reach Seed Ream 5's cheapest tier. The phone verification gate from Test 5 pushes most buyers onto a third-party reseller instead, paying a markup on top of the price everyone quotes. If speed, quality, and price decided this fight for images, the same 3 trade-offs are about to decide it for video, so the next comparison worth watching is these same 3 companies' video models going head-to-head.